Hello, thanks for tuning in and listening. Ellie here. So I just wanted to check in and share some thoughts and feelings coming up, like I do. You ever feel like unhinged, where you're like, what am I doing? Like, who am I? Like existential crisis, of like, well, what is going on, Not me. Never do I feel that way. So, if you feel that way, you're probably crazy and should get some help. Just kidding. I feel that way sometimes. And why is that? Am I dysregulated? Am I anxious? Am I, there confused things going on and contradicting, different desires and feelings and thoughts, just, things swirling around in there that it's like hard to really see and know what's there, It's like kind of like the water is muddied, because you shook up the bottle and then like you set the bottle down, just let it the stuff settles at the bottom and you can the water is clear, you can see the different layers of dirt, mud, sediment, rocks, whatever is in there, because there's a lot of different stuffs in there, and then you get bored. Maybe it is, and then you shake it up a lot because you're like, I just need some action. I'm getting bored sitting still over here, And then it's like, whoa, what, and then you set it down, you find stillness, and you find quiet, and you find peace. But, I'm finding with myself, the more that I look at myself, without judgment and critique, but just look at myself. Without shame, that does come up. The judgment and shame comes up, and I'm really working on looking at myself without that, because that doesn't really support me in my growth. It kind of keeps me feeling small and icky and embarrassed, and I don't want to hide away in embarrassment. So that's maybe part of why I'm showing up and sharing this with whoever may come across this today, because to some people it's like, wow, she's unhinged, or she's crazy, or like, what's her deal, or why would she on? Nothing. I'm sober and clear. I'm good. I think I was just talking with a friend. There's a part of me that my addiction or my vice, it hasn't been drugs or alcohol, or TV or video games, or a lot of the different vices that people have. Mine has been relationship, I think. And while I also use relationship as a way to find deeper understanding of myself and others, and it is very conscious and intentional, there is a part of me also that I see might just also have, mostly is seeking unconsciously drama, or like maybe I create drama unconsciously through relationship and through this, through love, which I was going to say the idea of love. But I do think from where I come from in life and my heart and my intentions, I come from a place of love purely. I know that that's there. And also there's all these other unconscious, subconscious blocks and programs and patterns and layers that get in the way of truly loving and getting what I want and receiving what I want, where now I'm getting what I want, and then some part of me I'm noticing is getting activated and wants to push away, shut down, and make excuses or find reasons why something isn't good or right, when it's healthy, good, friend, person there. And then it's some part of me doesn't want it anymore once it's there. And, and then I look at my patterns with the relationship for 2.5 years that I've just been transitioning out of, which I find myself keep wanting to go back to, even though it's been repeatedly shown that this person is not ready to show up in the ways that I'm wanting or needing, which mostly has to do with their own inner work that I can't, that's their own stuff, that I was trying really hard to show up through and make work together. But, two people have to come into the relationship. Ideally, I say have to, but if you want to have a healthy relationship, two whole beings show up with their baggage and their shit, of course, but they're willing to unpack and organize and work through things together. Understand emotional regulation, emotional intelligence, co-regulation, attachment styles, have a degree of understanding of themselves and their past hurts and traumas and things, and also understand you, or want to understand and learn about you and yours. which isn't easy. It's work. It's work as anything else in life can be, and it also should be fun and playful. And I shouldn't say should, but I really, like, at least for myself, my ideal relationship is one that is unpacking, our stuff together, and also in a way that's fun and lighthearted and good. Like, it's not some heavy, intense thing all the time. It's like, okay, we both have our shit. Let's look at this together and let's help each other heal. Let's, see each other's inner child and show up as children together in a sense, and also be that mature adult who shows up in a loving way to show love in those places that maybe that child didn't receive love in. And it's a lot of things. Like, my ideal vision of what a relationship could be or should be, or what I would want it to be, in ways I've received that. And then also I've noticed, like, when I've been, like, almost reaching and wanting it from someone who I see the potential and I know that they want that on some level too, but they're not ready yet. And when, how does one become ready? Is it just like you decide when something's ready, or does it, like, something there's timing involved in life? Like, what are the factors that make something the time that's good for what it is, Like, I don't know. These are questions that I ask myself, where I'm, like, trying to figure out something. There's this mystery I'm trying to solve. I'm like, find the solution, like, what is it? And then maybe it's just not the time, maybe there's lessons that can only be learned outside of each other, that can be, and then not holding on. And I feel like love is letting go, and love is staying because you want to, not because you feel a need to. It's like there's a difference between attachment and connection. And I see that with this relationship, there's a combination of both happening at the same time. And then even once I separate and cut off and I open up to new things, I find myself experiencing, seeing my wounding again, and, like, wow, I'm opening up to something new. This is coming up, And then I find myself wanting to go back to what's familiar and what's comfortable after I've even already, like, totally went on a new path away from that. Just, like, looking at myself and and maybe I don't have to make sense of all of it. Maybe it's just like, okay, let go, take care of yourself, focus on you, have fun, like, show up, be honest, be real, like, and meet people where they're at too. It's not trying to pull someone closer or up, or it's just kind of like, if something aligns and you match and you walk paths for some time, like, that's wonderful, it's beautiful. And it's not even like with the specific intention for it being forever or ending a certain way. It's like, can I just show up in this relationship and in this connection without like unhealthy attachments and expectations, and just let things flow and be. And also, like, I have a certain intention or desire that I verbalize, but, like, is that going to shut me off to another form of connection or way of relating that could be almost healthier than this one specific romantic thing, So I don't know. These are thoughts and feelings for the day. It's funny. Part of me is like, man, I'm talking really fast, and people are probably like, she's crazy, whatever. And but, like, okay, fine, that's great. I don't even care anymore. Some part of me does, but also it's just embracing the crazy or whatever, because I got a lot swarming around inside of me. I'm learning how to, like, ground and balance and regulate, and I feel like for the most part I do, and I am, and I'm good. And then some days I'm like, what is going on inside? Like, what is happening, And I don't need to figure it out. I need to just continue to, like, self-regulate, do my creative outlets, express myself, be honest, show up, do the things, focus on my work and my play and my self-care, and showing up for my friends and caring for the world in the ways that I can. And then I ground it back in, full circle, to the center, to my core, healthy relationship to myself and my inner masculine, inner feminine qualities, not needing or seeking from anyone external. And if, that's an add-on, it's a benefit, it's a gift to receive anything from anyone else. Like, I don't come from a place of need, but it's like, wow, this is a blessing to receive this from this person. But I don't need it. I don't need them. I want. And what do I need? Getting very clear on my wants and my needs and my desires and my boundaries and intentions and all these things. And and just opening up to new and looking at the old and the past and the patterns, and unpacking it all with myself first and foremost. And, any friends who want to be a part of that, and my therapist, and all these different ways of therapy. There's so many ways to come into deeper understanding and healing. And I think honesty and authenticity is kind of the main element there. And not judging oneself. And people are gonna judge and talk shit and be rude. And you post anything on social media, you're gonna get comments that are really awful. I've noticed on any video, it's like so sad how people just like take the time to want to break someone down. And like, some things are cringy and whatever, but like you really got the time and energy to like talk shit. Like, just let that person be. It might not be your thing, or maybe it's like, oh, okay, but can we just share like not that meanness, and just be kind and understanding and loving, and so one day we'll get there. Humanity is still little babies in ways and has some learning to do, so we'll get there when we get there, I guess. We'll get there when we get there. It's like the kids in the back, like, when are we gonna be there? How much longer? That's how I feel sometimes. Like, what the fuck is going on, Mom and Dad? Like, where are you taking us? Like, get me out of this car. I'm hungry and I'm tired and I'm just want to hug. Somebody hold me. Where's my binky? And then they're getting pissed off because they're like, shut the fuck up. We'll get there when we get there, damn it. Like, fucking just fuck, In a perfect world, the parents self-regulate and they drive and they breathe and they find peace, and they're like, I love you. We'll be there soon. It's going to be okay. Hold my hand for a second. Or maybe not the one driving, it's not safe. But, Mom in the passenger looks back lovingly, reaches out her hand, sings a sweet song, kumbaya, and the energy in the car shifts to one of cohesion and excitement and curiosity of, oh, we're almost there. This is exciting. And maybe we're not almost there. And in the meantime, let's make this car ride a little more enjoyable because that would be better, to make it a little more enjoyable and not be all frazzled out, freaking out about what's going on, what am I doing, who am I, what's happening, Just like settle down, slow down, bring it in, find a breath, maybe shake it out, write it down, read a book, move your body, eat a snack, drink some water, take a nap. Like, come on, there's things to do to bring it in. Know what I'm saying? Yes, you do. You do know what I'm saying. So, okay, I gotta go. Got another client to clean, and keep on doing the things, So keep up the good work, and we'll get there when we get there. In the meantime, let's make the most of what we got. And I feel a lot better talking through this, because I was feeling a little frazzled. And but gotta talk through it. That's a way for me that helps me self-regulate, co-regulate, talking through things, externalizing, getting it out, just getting it out. And there's so many ways to get it out. Just get it out, let it go, let it flow, let it grow. Okay, love you, bye.